بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقذف الأخرس لا يتعلق به اللعان. And the accusation of a dumb person, no li'an is connected with it. لأنه يتعلق بالصريح. Because li'an is connected with clear words, right? كحد القذف. Just like the حد القذف, there won't be any حد القذف also. If a dumb person accuses a woman of zina, you understand it? There won't be any Hadith Kazaf for the dumb person because Hadith Kazaf and Li'an is connected with clear accusations, right? وفي خلاف الشافعي رحمه الله. It is اختلاف الإمام الشافعي. وهذا لأنه لا يعري عن الشعبة عن الشبهة. And this is because this is not free from any doubt. The man is making signs there. There will be some doubt as to what he's definitely saying. You understand it? والحدود تندرئ بها. And the hudud, they drop off with doubts. وإذا قال الزوج ليس حملك مني فلا لعانة. When the husband says your pregnancy is not from me, then there is no li'an. وهذا قول أبي حنيفة وزفر رحمه الله. And this is the call of Imam Bunifa and Imam Zufar. لأنه لا يتيقن بقيام الحمل فلم يصير قاذفا. Because it is not 100% sure with the pregnancy existing. So he cannot be an accuser. You understand it? So in other words, he's saying, so you're not sure. You understand that there is a pregnancy. Maybe she just bloated. So he could be speaking the truth. وقال أبو يوسف محمد رحمه الله اللعان يجب بنفي الحمل إذا جاء به لأقل من ستة أشهر. Imam Sahibin says li'an will become wajib with the negation of the pregnancy when she brings the child within less than 6 months, from less than 6 months, right? وهو معنى ما ذكر في الأصل. This is the meaning of what Imam Muhammad mentioned in Absud. Why? لأن تيقنا بقيام الحمل عنده فيتحقق القذف. Because now we are sure that the pregnancy was existing at the time of the accusation, right? So now the accusation will be established. 6 months later, so within 6 months, she brought the child. Sahibin said, you'll go back to that accusation and you'll take him to task for it. Right? And then he must get the qazaf. قلنا إذا لم يكن قذفا في الحال يصير كالمعلق بالشرط. We say that when it is not an accusation in the present time, so it will become like it is suspended with a condition. فيصير كأنه قال إن كان بك what you got after إن كان بك فليس مني حمل فليس مني, right? So it will become as though he says, if you are pregnant, then it is not from me. والقذف لا يصح تعليقه بالشرط. And an accusation suspending it with a shart is not correct. It won't amount to an accusation now. It won't be called a qadhaf. You understand? It won't be called a qadhaf. So therefore, you can't say now, if you are pregnant and it's not from me, then it's not an excuse. It's not a qadhaf. It will be a type of accusation, but not a qadhaf. فإن قال لها زنيتي وهذا الحبل من الزنا تلاعنا. And if he said to her, you have committed zina and this pregnancy is from zina, now they will both have to take li'an. You understand it? Because now he said the clear words of zina clearly. لوجود القذف حيث ذكر الزنا صريحا. Due to the existence of the accusation where he mentioned zina clearly. ولم ينفي القاضي الحمل. And the qazi will not negate the pregnancy in this particular scenario where he said you committed zina and this pregnancy is from zina. You understand? He won't negate the وقال الشافعي رحمه الله ينفيه لأنه عليه السلام نفى الولد عن هلال وقد قذفها حاملا. Because Nabi Karim Sam negated the child from Hilal ibn Umayyah, and whilst he had accused his wife while she was pregnant. ولنا أن الأحكام لا تترتب عليه إلا بعد الولادة لتمكن لتمكن الاحتمال قبله, right? Our dalil is that the laws are only sequenced upon the child, right? not sequenced upon the child except after birth. In other words, everything will only be applied to the child after birth now. There's no ruling for the child before birth due to the possibility, due to the creation of a possibility before that. In other words, she miscarried. You understand it? So there'll be no laws applying to that child. It's in the stomach as yet. Until the child is born, now the laws will apply. Maybe the child stands to inherit money. You understand? All that type of thing. So it will only apply after that, due to the possibility of a miscarriage. والحديث محمول على أنه عرف قيام الحمل بطريق الوحي. And also due to the possibility of there being no child, she's just bloated. You understand it? Right. And the hadith is carried, right. Now the hadith that Imam Shafi says, we say that hadith is carried upon this fact here, that Nabi Akram knew the existence of the pregnancy via wahy. So he knew 100% that she was pregnant, you understand it? And therefore he already negated the child. And she knew also he's going to give birth. وَإِذَا نَفَى الرَّجُلُ ولد امرأتي أقيب الولادة أو في الحالة التي تقبل التهنئة وتبتاع آلة الولادة صح نفيه ولعن به. Right. And if a man negates the child of his wife after birth, or in the condition when congratulations are accepted and the instruments of birth are being bought, right, then his negation will be correct and he will take li'an with it. In other words, till what point can if a man negates the child, till what point will his negation be accepted and the child be negated from him? Till this point here, right? وإن نفاه بعد ذلك اللعنة ويثبت النسب هذا عند أبي حنيفة. And if he negates the child after that, he'll take the li'an, but the lineage of the child will be established to him. And there's a according to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. وقال أبو يوسف ومحمد رحمه الله يصح نفيه في مدة النفاس. Sahib and say his negation will be correct in the period of nifas. In other words, he's got till nifas, till the end of nifas to negate the child. لأن النفي يصح في مدة قصيرة ولا يصح في مدة طويلة, because the negation will be correct in a short period and won't be correct in a long period. ففصلنا بينهما بمدة النفاس لأنه أثر الولادة. So Saibin says, so we have made a distinction between them two at the period of nifas because it is the effect of the birth. Effect of the birth. The nifas is the effect of birth. Right. وَلَهُ أَنَّهُ لَا مَعْنَى لِلتَّقْدِيرِ. Imam Sahib said there's no meaning to fix a period. There's no meaning to fix a certain time. Imam Abu Hanifa lots of the time he leaves it on the situation. You don't fix it with an amount. You understand it? Right. لأن الزمان للتأمل, because the period is to ponder. وأحوال الناس في مختلفة, and the conditions of people in pondering is different, right? فاعتبرنا ما يدل عليه. So we have considered that which indicates upon it, right? Upon the negation of nafi, we have considered that which shows or points out the not negating. In other words, we look at what he does and how he's been reacting to the whole situation, and when we see that no, he is, they can explain this. And that is he's accepting the congratulations. People congratulate, he's accepting it. Or sukutuhu in the tahniyati, or he's keeping quiet at the time people are congratulating. Or ibta'u mata'al wiladati, right? Or him purchasing the goods of birth, right? Or mudhiyu dhalika al-waqti wa mumtani'un anin nafi, or he didn't do any of that, but that period passed and he held back from negating the child. You got that? Right. ولو كان غائبا ولم يعلم بالولادة ثم قدم تعتبر المدة التي ذكرناها على الأصلين. Right. And if he was absent and he didn't know that his wife gave birth, then he arrived, then the period which we have mentioned upon the two ikhtilafs, right, will be considered. In other words, that period where he will receive congratulations according to Sahibain, and according to Imam Sab, and according to Sahibain, the period of nifas. Uh, you understand it? You will say now, so it would be taken as though she gave birth now when he came, right? So he can make negation as long as he's the period for congratulation. Because now when he arrived, they're going to congratulate him. You understand it? When he arrives from now, he knows the people start congratulating him. And according to Sahibain, you look at that as though she gave birth now. And what was the period? You say 20 days. So 20 days it will be, right? وَإِذَا وَلَدَتْ وَلَدَيْنِ. Okay, leave it till there.